Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Hey, good, nice to meet you, man.
Good, nice to meet
Pleasure.
you. Congrats.
Hey, thank you, man. A little premature, huh? But all right, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Ready to go, man.
All right, let's make it happen.
The man is still outstanding. He's by far the greatest, or had the greatest career of any football player.
I'm counting him out because I never counted him in.
I mean, you're talking about a career that is legendary, iconic status.
I don't care about your feelings. The results are results. You know, last year I got, my ass whooped, so I had to get my get back. So I knew I wasn't losing him this year. Look at the cachet. He doesn't want me to win. I don't want him to win. He was doing all that yapping. Had to pull up on him.
I'm pulling up on you, nigga.
You know, when you play the big dog, you don't get bit. I had to mark my territory. Pissed on. That's mine. You know what I'm saying? It rubbed me off the wrong way. Pause. If you're witty, you get it. If you don't understand. But anyways, I want to get to the point. The point is that, what was the question? Yo.
First of all, Tyler, congratulations on a miraculous season.
Thank you, thank you.
You had a great first week. Big performances from Amari Cooper, exploding for 49 points. Breece Hall giving you, some tough yards, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Patriots defense able to give you 28.
Yes, sir.
That alone is over 100 points from 3 players.
That's it. That's all I needed.
And then week 2, you had a great week. Patrick Mahomes performed very well. Amari Cooper with not as good as the first week, but still good enough to get you the W. And your opponent fought very hard in the second week, and you were able to beat him by this score that you see on the screen. And so tell me, man, how does it feel to be a champion?
First off, like the great Mamba said, job's not finished. But Amari Cooper finished the job right off the bat. This is actually, we're entering week 2. We're still in week 1. Everyone already wrote Kenny off, and I'm writing him off too, and he wrote me back. He actually gave up. So I just want to say congrats to Kenny, on a hard-fought season. He beat the top dog, being Joe. But when it came to me, I don't know what it was. I don't know if I was the kryptonite. Just couldn't hang with the big dog, man.
What were your thoughts and your expectations for the season?
Championship or bust. That's always been my mentality. I could actually count on one finger how many losing seasons I've had in this league. And ever since then, I was like, I'm never finishing, bottom 2 ever again. So every year I'm just hungry. So no matter who I draft, if I'm feeling myself in a draft, if I'm not feeling myself, this is championship or bust. What can I say? I could have had CMC, Tyreek Hill. I could have been sitting pretty. The score probably would be worse if I had CMC. But honestly, I'm glad it played out the way it did. You know what it told me? It told me that championships aren't won with the first pick. The expectations you set, the substitutions you make, and the heart that you have for your team. But now, honestly, man, I was lucky, man. I was stressing the whole year. I was like, damn, man, had a chance to get the 2 best fantasy players, and I didn't get any of them. I got, Travis Kelce dating Taylor Swift. That wasn't in the scouting report, you know what I'm saying? So just had a lot of adversity, man.
Give me 8 good words to describe this championship.
For the season, I'm going to have to go with ups and downs. Duh. That's 4 words. The other 4 words for the championship: Amari Cooper, GOAT receiver.
What were you expecting going into round 1? Round 1, you faced Duke Nukem, a.k.a. Danny Rodriguez.
Facing Danny. I would say, he has a chip on his shoulder, so I always am respectful of that, and I always never underestimate my opponent. So I knew that he was due for a win. It definitely wasn't going to be in the playoffs, given the history. Last year I got, my ass whooped, so I had to get my get back. So I knew I wasn't losing him this year. Next year, maybe. The year after that, maybe. But this year, I wasn't losing to anyone.
After an impressive week 1 by Bang Van, bumping Sabrina out the kitchen the way he did, how are you feeling going into that matchup, knowing that you had a chance to get your get back against a formidable opponent?
Well, first and foremost, I want to congratulate Eric on, again, defeating who I had the favorite to represent, the southern, or I don't want to say the southern, the bottom bracket, of the winner's consolation, I should say. But as for Eric, I wanted my get back. So the fact that I was able to face him again, I was like, oh man, this can't get any greater than this. This is it. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing.
Not only did you come out triumphant and get your get back, you whooped his ass.
Oh yeah. You know, it's funny, off camera, Eddie and I were talking about it, and as I was giving him the breakdown of who I'd rather face, I said it'd be Eric. But not only for my get back, I knew his team was super boom or super bust, and given he had 2 booms back to back, I'm like, yo, he's due for at least 1 dud. Just fortunately it happened. I didn't think it was gonna happen the way it did. He still put up a fight, in some capacity. Dog walked me last year, so I had to do the same this year. And man, I don't even want to talk smack to him because he's humbled me on several occasions. So, I'm just glad I could do a little humbling in return. Shout out to my co-host, Fast Eddie. I know he's probably thinking, damn, bro, he's biting my style with the shades. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I actually did it first, believe it or not. Shout out to Danny. Last year he was my co-host. Shout out to Will. I know we have our ups and downs. He gave me Mahomes so I could rebrand my team back to the Mahomes Burglars. If you're witty, you get it. If you don't understand. You probably think I'm trying to be a thug. So I thank Will for that, actually saving me the headache. Kenny, I'm sorry that the score is what it is, but I'm glad that I'm not facing Joe. If I outscore Joe after this week, I just want to say, Joe, you're a bum.
You already knew you were into the finals in round 2. You were still waiting to see your opponent. Joe and Kenny, they were still dogging it out between each other. And,
Pause.
Some might say that their round 2 matchup was the real Super Bowl. You know what? Scratch that. Some did say. There were some reports and there's been some leaks, going around, rumors about opponents prematurely talking smack.
Oh, yeah.
We're filming this episode prematurely.
We are.
What do you have to say about those two?
Again, I don't like to talk smack because, Joe and Kenny both been consistent since they've entered the league. Actually, I think we've all have in common that we all had 1 losing season, but for the most part, everyone has been consistent. But, it rubbed me off the wrong way. I feel like there's a lot of disrespect in the matchup between Eric and I. We combine our rings together. We have 50% of the league's rings just between us 2 alone. Both of us, at the time of this recording, are tied for the most, right? And you're sitting here talking about some, the semifinals is the real finals. Hey, last year, the finals was in the first round between Eric and I. And yeah, he blew me out, super duper pause. But guess what? We stood on business, and between the 2 of us, one of us won. I don't know about you guys, but I'm still the leading scorer after week 1. What I had, like 180, 160 something. Everyone else was like 30 points. I think Joe was the closest, 30 points behind me if he played me. But even then, show some respect, and maybe some good karma will come your way next time. I took that personally. Could
you look into this camera and describe that in hood terms?
I had to stand on business, man. You know what I'm saying? He was doing all that yapping. I had to pull up on him, and when I gave Kenny the beat down, I just had to send it's really more of a message to Joe. When you play the big dog, you're gonna get bit, and then some. I had to mark my territory. That's what I did in the championship.
Pissed on?
Pissed on. That's mine.
Lift that leg up. Let me see you lift that leg up.
You know what I'm saying?
So championship number 3, about to be in the books for you.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much in the books for you. We'll say it. Championship number 3 in the books for you. Now that you can say you're a 3-time champ, what championship was your favorite?
That's a tough question. The next one. There's nothing like your first, but I would think the level of competition that I had to deal with, I'm gonna have to go with this one. And it's not a recency bias. We had some dogs. You had Sabrina at CMC. She had 3 of the top 7 receivers. Eric was the defending champion. You have Kenny, who's been consistent the whole season. He had like 1 game or 2 tops, like in the regular season, below 100. And then you got Joe. Joe has literally wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. I'm looking at these teams and I'm looking at my own. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if old man Kelsey, and Taylor Swift, I don't even think this is gonna work for real. Like, I'm cooked. But you know, my team isn't too trash. Like worst teams have won, right? And that was just the message I would tell myself entering every week. You know, like they say, defense wins championships. Shout out to the Miami Dolphins. I didn't want to drop them out of respect. I'm not using them in the championship, but they got me that far, honestly. And they're not the only reason why I made it, but it was a big help. And shout out to the Patriots, man. You know, I'm wearing the hoodie right now. A lot of people said, "Oh, imagine starting the Patriots defense in a championship." Well, guess what? They're the highest scoring defense that week. Who's doing it like us? Who's doing it like us?
Any last words?
Yeah. First and foremost, I want to congratulate everyone on yet another successful season. We got some OGs and we got some new Gs. I admire the level of competition. I admire the consistency amongst different people. You know, even the bottom feeders. You know, you guys are making waiver acquisitions in the losers bracket. Like there's not many leagues that do that. And you know, speaking of that, I just have one comment to say. You know, Keyway, you are a crab. You know, you knew I needed a defense. Titans defense was a little consistent, and you wanted to play spoiler, and you finished in last place. You were doing the hot chip challenge, and I am getting the league's first trophy. See, that's the difference. I'm not a crab. You know what I would do if I was in the losers bracket? I wouldn't even be paying attention to fantasy at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, you know, that was also some fuel I needed. So actually I want to shout you out. I know that sounds like a backhanded compliment, but you know, you doing that actually caused me to pick up the Patriots defense. A piece of the championship, I want to give it to you, man. You did your thing. But all in all, you know, I just had to you know, get that off my chest. So my last message is, Keyway is not a scrub. Don't get it twisted. You know, I'm going for championship number, I lost count at this point, 4 for football. So, you know, hopefully next season I can repeat. And you know, just don't poke the bear, man. You know, I didn't want to have to do it to you. I didn't want to have to do it to you. That's all I got to say.
You've won. You've won 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 times in basketball.
3 times in basketball.
3 times in basketball. Excuse me. Why continue? Why do you keep going? When is enough for Tyler Lewis?
You know, that's the beauty of it. Sometimes I reflect of when is enough, but I don't think there's ever enough. You know, you win one championship and you're like, wow, like this is it. This is the pinnacle of success. And then you just are hungry for more. You know, and that's not everyone. There's some one-time champions that haven't been back since. That's nothing wrong. Like, they got their chip and they could always brag about it. But I mean, you're gonna sound like the New York Jets bragging about the 1912 Super Bowl. I want to brag with championships that are pretty recent. So that's just what always keeps my drive. I want to keep my title count at the most, and I feel like I'm the most humble in regards to that. Eric as well. You know, ironically, I don't like talking about it. You know, I just let the proof in the pudding show for itself. And obviously, if you're talking trash, I'm gonna bring it up, hence this video. But honestly, like, you're not gonna hear me talk about it. Like, I got 6 championships. What was the little MJ thing? The little, you know, with the ring. You know, that's pretty, like, it's pretty cool, right? But all in all, I just want to say, there's never enough. I just need more. Once I get to 10, maybe we'll come back to this. 10 total.
You are the most winning. How do you say that?
Winningness, yeah. It sounds weird.
You are the winningest.
Mm-hmm.
You won a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You won a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
In this, you know, you're accustomed to winning. Some might say you're a born winner.
Yeah.
What is your message to the youth? And, you know, specifically the little boys of the league, the Wills, the Dannys, the Jaquans.
Damn.
Any advice that you could give them so they can sniff greatness?
Well, first and foremost, just be patient. You know, some of the chips that I've won, I started off bottom of the bracket, like 1 and 4. You know, I'm low key kind of shook. You know, I'm sweating like the Key and Peele meme. But I stay patient. I know what you have. Don't get trade happy. You know, if you want to, you know, make a trade, change things up, don't go overdo it. That's the pattern I've noticed with a lot of teams. There's been a lot of great teams that, had they kept the same people, if you probably do the math, they probably would have won the whole thing. So I would just say, just stay patient. Don't overthink it. If you have a player that's been going crazy the last 3 weeks, don't have a superstition that he's going to be trash this week. Just trust your gut. But sometimes trust logic instead, because sometimes the gut feeling, it costs people matchups. But yeah, that's all I got. I don't want to give up too many gems, Soon I'll be losing.
All right, Tyler. You've won another championship. What are you going to do next?
I'm going to Sydney.
Sydney?
Yeah, Australia?
Australia?
Yeah, I'm going to Australia, man.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. Look, I'll show you. You want me to?
Yeah.
No. Oh, all right. Oh, okay. All right, I'm here. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. I took a little extra day to figure out how to actually snap off each individual piece. But I figured it out, and the trophy is now officially assembled. And this is gonna be a first live look. You got the trophy, you know what I'm saying? And you got all the past champions on it, you know what I'm saying? We got the, you feel me? And then we got the, it's crazy, you can see the reflection of the TV in the back, and then that's it. But, you know what I'm saying? This is the latest one right here. Tampa Mahone Burglars. Let's go! Yeah! Just so you know, next season, I want the dues up front, I want the punishment up front. I don't want none of these complaints next season, alright? The big dog is here talking about. I'll be on the tour, world tour with this trophy. First stop, Sydney, Australia, baby. Let's go! One rule, as the inaugural champion of the Shivbardi Trophy era, I would like to say that it is illegal to kiss the trophy. Why do I say that? I don't know if one of you guys have herpes. I don't know what you got going on. I don't want this trophy getting infected, alright? Because let's say 1 year someone does it, then the next year someone does it. Next thing you know, you got a bump on your lip, your girl thinks you're cheating. It's just, you know what I'm saying? So as a champion, to the future champs, hopefully I could just keep holding on to this trophy. But I just know how life goes, man. I know how fantasy goes. To the next champion, please don't put your lips on this. That's all I have to say. Good luck to you all. It is an honor. And stay blessed.
Don't eat if you are sensitive to spicy food, allergic to peppers or capsaicin. Keep out of reach of children.
Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, you